Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I love watching Christmas gift guides and I decided that this year I'm going to create my own. Anything that I share with you today I will have linked for you in my description box below. Now the very first thing on my list I actually do not own, but I got so many Instagram and Facebook ads for this product and I think it's so cute and also very useful and would make a really wonderful hostess gift kind of going into the Christmas season. They are wooden trivets that are stacked up on a little pole and it looks like a little Christmas tree. You can just take a trivet off of its stander and it collapses under the weight of whatever hot dish you're putting on top of it. So it's a cute piece of decor but also practical for whenever you're feeding a crowd, if you're entertaining and you need a little trivet to protect the surface that you're putting a hot dish on. Next up for the kitchen, I have mentioned this in several videos in the past because I love it so much, but it is this silicone strainer. You can clip it onto the side of your pot to drain water when you're boiling pasta or anything with hot water that you need to drain. But it is dishwasher safe, so instead of having to scrub out a big metal colander, you can just throw this onto the top rack of your dishwasher and it gets nice and clean. Also, I love the fun colors and I love how compact it is. So this would be great for somebody living in an apartment, maybe a college student, or just anybody who loves to cook but just wants to pare down on all the gadgets and gizmos in their kitchen. This is a nice little condensed version of a strainer that can be used in a lot of different ways. And it's silicone, so it's very flexible, so it can kind of fit to the different size pots that you have. Okay, a couple of gifts. Not specifically for men, although they're things that my husband loves and they kind of pertain to the kitchen and grilling and smoking meats. First up, I actually just got this for my husband for his birthday. It is a cast iron burger smasher. So we do not have a Blackstone, but we do have an electric skillet that goes right on our countertop, which incidentally is another item that I will recommend. I'll talk about that in a little bit. A lot of the burger smashers that they make for the Blackstones are very large, rectangular smashers. So I wanted something that was a little bit smaller, and this one is circular, but it's big enough. So you just put down a square of parchment paper on top of your ball of ground beef and then press this down for a couple of seconds and hold it, and it makes a really thin, flat burger patty. This has a really nice weight to it, so you don't have to use a lot of manpower to actually press those burgers down. I've just been wrapping a spatula in foil and using that to press burgers down, and it kind of works, but not well enough. You're not getting that true smash burger where the edges get nice and crispy. Oh my gosh, I love that. Smash burgers are very trendy right now, so this is kind of an on-trend item, but I mean, you'll use it for years to come. Super nice quality. This is Cuisinart brand, but I just really love the shape and the weight of this burger smasher. So I recommend that for anybody who loves to grill. Now in that same grilling vein, I have two different meat thermometers to recommend to you. So this is actually my husband's favorite. It's his tried and true, I think it's called Thermopro. You get this component here where you can like manually stick this probe into your meat and you get the internal temperature. You can also set up this screen, which is wireless, to tell you what's happening in your grill. So you could set the probe up to let you know the external temperature, like the air around the meat, or you could actually put the probe into your meat and get the internal temperature. But you can set on this gauge, like, okay, I want my meat to come up to 165 degrees. So on one side it'll say 165, on the other side it'll say the temperature of your meat as it's climbing. So it's just really handy. It has never failed us. Another product that I got him that we like, but to be honest, it can be a little bit hit or miss as far as the range with the Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes it works really well. This is our meter, and then other times we have to maybe move it a little bit closer to the grill to make sure we're getting a good read. But it is a completely wireless meat thermometer. The cool thing about this is that you can get two temperatures at once. So you can probe the meat with this end, but then you can also get the temperature of the air around it. If you want to keep your grill at a certain temperature, you can monitor both of those things at once. Also pretty cool is that the box itself is the charger. So once you clean this, you can store it in here and it will charge your meter. This also has an app affiliated with it, so you can keep track of everything on your phone that's going on in your grill. It's pretty cool technology. We've just experienced ever so often that this box has to be in pretty close range to the grill in order for everything to be syncing and working properly, which isn't too hard to do. But my husband, his final thoughts after a lot of grilling this summer and fall was that the ThermoPro was the way to go. So my beloved Countertop Griddle, my husband got this for me for Christmas last year, and I have used it so much since. I use it for the smash burgers that I was talking about earlier. It has a little grease trap underneath it so you can just scrape any excess fat that cooks off of any meats you're cooking into it to keep the surface kind of clean. I use it primarily for pancakes or French toast, but I've also used it for hash browns, which is nice because you have a big surface that you can spread everything out on. It's a really great size. I am married with 6 children, so 8 of us, well, 7 of us. Margaret's not quite eating the pancakes and bacon and eggs yet, but soon. But 7 of us are eating big breakfasts on the weekends, and this makes it so much faster to prepare. The heat across the top is fairly even. There's definitely some hotter spots and some cooler spots, which I think is a common problem with any kind of electric skillet or griddle. For what it is, it's pretty darn even. It's quite easy to clean. It's very slim, so I'm able to store it pretty easily, and I just absolutely love having it. One other gift, possibly for a man in your life, for the dads out there in particular, music lovers especially. So my husband loves to play guitar. We are a musical family, and for Father's Day this year, I got him this t-shirt. So this is the D chord, the A chord, and then the D chord, which spells out dad. But you wouldn't know that looking at it unless you were familiar with like the tablature for guitars, which is kind of cool. He plays in a band and he just wears a t-shirt and jeans for all his gigs, so he really loved having this. It has sort of that hidden message for music lovers. It's a little bit personal because, you know, the kids got him the shirt for Father's Day. Again, it'd be great for Christmas. So obviously this is specifically for guitar, but I'll try and find just a regular musical staff with the notes D-A-D on it. I bet they make those too. But that would just be kind of a fun, little jokey, but totally wearable t-shirt that, or I think they have sweatshirts too, or long sleeve tees that you can get for any music loving dad in your life. Okay, so another gift that might be appropriate for a man in your life, a lady in your life, anybody who writes notes or sends mail. This is actually something that I got from my dad a few years ago, and he loved it. I got him personalized stationery, and it was just a flat note card. It didn't even open up. It had a navy blue border around the edge, very simple and, in my opinion, pretty masculine looking, but professional. And then it just had his name in cursive across the top. So if he ever needed to give a note to anybody, he had a nice personalized stationery that he could use. Another kind of gift to go along with that, or something separate that I think is also very much appreciated, because I never get this for myself, but if somebody gets it for me, I love having them, are address labels. So you could do stickers that are personalized with somebody's address. They also make stamps that you can use over and over again to stamp your address, like your return address, onto a piece of mail. So next up are a couple of items that I was influenced to buy by watching other YouTubers. I want to talk about the earrings that I'm wearing today. I got a set of 3 from this brand called Pavoy. So I wanted to save the packaging because it comes very nicely packaged in this cute little box. And then each, the set that I got, it's a set of 3 gold-plated earrings. They were, I think, around $15, maybe a little less. They each come in their own individual bag, and then they're all inside like a bigger pouch here. I just think it's a nicely packaged item, so very giftable in that sense, but the quality is incredible. So the set that I got, I wanted a Huggy style hoop, so a very small gold hoop. These are sort of a braided look, and then I got a very thin, small Huggy, and then kind of a fatter, slightly larger Huggy. But I love them so much. I wear them every day. I highly recommend that brand overall, just because I've been happy with the quality of this particular set of jewelry I've gotten. Also, I own these Christmas bow earrings that I love. These were Kate Spade, but I'm gonna try and find some for you. I know bows are very popular this year. Maybe not the Christmas bow style, but like a ribbon style bow. I think that would make a really cute gift for a teenage girl or like a 20-something girl, just because bows are so in right now. So either like a set of hair bows or bow-shaped earrings or a necklace, you know, some kind of jewelry would be really on trend. Another gift that I've seen a lot of people talk about on YouTube, and I actually bought it myself and tried it out, is this Toiletry Bag. So this is designed for women. It comes in a bunch of different colors. I think I have the medium size, so there's even one bigger than this. So when you unzip it, it has a hook inside and you can hang the whole bag. And there's 4 different sections. Some of them have zippers at the top and the bottom, so you can access your products in the easiest way. There's a little one at the bottom too. My bag's a little bit yucky right now on the inside, just from like toothpaste marks and stuff like that, but it's very wipeable. It's like a plasticky material you can just clean off very easily. And I love that you can hang it over the edge of a door. If the bathroom you're in when you're traveling doesn't have a hook, I've used a coat hanger before in the closet, so you can hang it anywhere and it works. You can access all your products and you can fill this pretty full of stuff and it still zips shut. Like this will hold a lot. Nice, like smooth zipper. Okay, a couple of things that my 10-year-old daughter has been loving. First of all is this gel nail polish kit. It's a very reasonable price for how much you get. There's all different colors and you can select the amount of shades you get. Hers had maybe 25 or 30 bottles of nail polish, but you could get even more than that. You get a whole variety of colors, plus a couple of different top coats. One is matte, one is glossy, and there's a base coat, and you get the little light to cure the nail polish and all kinds of other little accessories that come with it too. But it is just fun to experiment with. It works very well. The end result lasts for weeks, which is wonderful. For like a sleepover or a party, if you have friends over, they can all paint their nails together and you have all kinds of options to choose from. So 3 of my children have fall birthdays and we had a big party for them in October, and I purchased a face painting kit. And my daughter is a very good artist and just loves anything kind of craftsy. She loved this, and a bunch of my kids' cousins were there at the party, and some of them are incredible artists, so they loved this. It's a face painting palette. There is not a mirror, but there are all these different colors. It also comes with 2 glitter pots, which we did not open and probably never will. I'm not a big fan of glitter because it just gets everywhere. It came with 2 sponges, I believe, and a couple of brushes, stencils, and an idea book with like 20 or 30 different designs that you could do. And my kids did try it out and they looked phenomenal. So based on our experience, the quality was very good. Nobody had any kind of reaction on their skin to the product, which I appreciate. A few other kids items that I'd like to mention. First of all, my oldest son, Jack, he is 12. He loves 3D pens. Last year, I think it was, I got him an updated version. It's a little bit slimmer. I think it maybe just works a little more accurately too. And I got him a ton of different colors of the thread, I forget what you call it, but the material that feeds through the pen, and then you're actually drawing with that. It's like plasticky stuff. Next up are perler beads. Now, I think I'm late to the game on these. I just got my kids a vat of perler beads last Christmas and they loved them. You take these little plastic squares, or other shapes too, with these tiny pegs, and you can place all the different perler beads on the pegs and make a design. And then it comes with a special paper that you put on top of your pattern, and you use an iron on a low setting and it fuses the beads together. So it starts to melt the plastic so that they all stick together, and then you can use it as a decoration or an ornament, or you could probably make jewelry out of it. And my kids just almost play with them as if they're action figures too. My daughter Claire received a reusable water mat for her 3rd birthday. So it's a big piece of fabric and you get a bunch of different fillable markers and brushes. So you put water into the little container, and then there's a brush tip or like a marker tip, and you just draw whatever you want on this piece of fabric. And when the top layer gets wet, it reveals these bright colors underneath. But then after about 10 minutes, it dries and you can start all over again and reuse it over and over again. It came with tons of stencils and like a roller brush with different stamps on it. It's really cool. I had never seen anything like it. And thus far, it is completely mess-free. My 3-year-old Claire absolutely adores this pretend makeup set. Can you say hello?
Hello.
She likes to do, what do you do with your makeup?
I just put some eyeshadow on.
Putting eyeshadow on. Can you say makeup tutorials?
Makeup tutorial.
Yes. She stands in the mirror and does makeup tutorials. So this is all fake. This is just foam, colored foam. These are glittery. The glitter does not come off, but none of this can actually get on the skin. But there's like this mascara tube, little nail polish tubes. Everything's empty. And then you get some brushes, a sponge, even like the nail separators. And then it all comes in this super cute little unicorn purse. So I believe this whole kit was under $20, and it's been such a hit with my little Claire bear. Right, honey?
Yeah.
Another gift idea that goes over really well in my family is a subscription, whatever that may be. Last year I did a Universal Yums box. You can just get a one-time box of sweet and savory snack foods from some other country in the world, or you can do a subscription where you get a box every month for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, I think. But last year, around this time of year, it wasn't a specific country. They did a holiday box. So you got a combination of sweet and savory snacks from countries all over the world. It was just a fun thing that we could do as a family. We would dig into these different snacks. It comes with a little booklet where you can rank them, and it also gives information about the snacks and the countries that they come from. So slightly educational as well. Last thing I would like to mention that is huge in our family is board games and card games. We always try and get at least a couple new games every year at Christmas time. Rummy Cube is a huge hit. That is a numbers game. So you're given these little number tiles and you're trying to group your numbers together, same number, or like a straight, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of the same color. We also have recently enjoyed the game Sky Joe, which is great for not toddlers, but my 5-year-old son was playing it with ease. It doesn't really have much strategy behind it. It's more just luck. So this is a card game with numbers. You're trying to have the least amount of points left in your hand by the end of the game. And there's another card game out there called Play 9 that I know is very popular, and it has a specific golf theme to it. I think that is quite similar in format to Sky Joe. So I'll link both of those in case one or the other appeals to you, but it's a very similar concept in the game. Another idea is to find a vintage game that was maybe a family favorite from your childhood. My sister recently gifted me this game called Gambler, and she found it, I think, on eBay only for like 20 or 30 bucks. It wasn't astronomically expensive for being vintage. It was an original version of the game from the 1970s, but this is a game that my family played all the time growing up, and it was not in mint condition, and that was okay by me. It was all the parts were there. The box was a little torn, but the actual game itself was actually in really good condition. It's so much fun to share that with my kids because it brought back so many memories for me. I love the graphics of the game because it's this 70s vibe with the colors and the fonts and everything. My kids now have a love for this game that I did when I was their age, so that has been really fun. So if there's a game that you loved as a kid, maybe you can find it on eBay. Now, as far as word games go, we love a good word game over here. First of all, if you don't have Boggle, classic, get a little Boggle set. They have letters on every side of the dice, and then you shake it around, and then once they settle out, you have a certain amount of time to find as many words, and all the letters have to be connected in the words that you make. So that is a fun challenge for our family. And again, you can sort of modify it for my younger kids. We let them look for 2-letter words, 1- and 2-letter words. And of course, the adults are looking for as many and the longest words that they can find. Quiddler is a really fun card game based on words. So each round you get 3 cards with letters on them, then 4, then 5, then 6, and 7, all the way up to 10. And you're trying to create words out of all those letters and use all the cards in your hand except one that you discard. We also love code names. So you have a bunch of words out on the table and you have a partner, and you're trying to give the partner clues to figure out some of the words on the table, but there are certain words that they can't guess. You can only give one clue. So you're trying to take all these random words and think of one clue that could maybe identify all of them without identifying any of the other words on the board. That's fun. Other games we enjoy are otrio, which is kind of like an ultimate tic-tac-toe that you can play with 4 people together. We love, for kind of a very compact travel size game, along with some of these card games, Pass the Pigs. It's so fun. You just get a pair of dice, but instead of them being traditional cubes, they are little pigs, little rubber pigs, and there's a whole key that you can follow, and the way the pigs land when you roll them is equal to a certain amount of points. And you can just roll them once and then pass the pigs on to the next person, or you can keep rolling. You're trying to get to, I think, 100 points, but if they land a certain way, you're out and you lose all your points. So that's sort of the risk you take. But it is so easy for any age, very compact, and a lot of fun. I wanted to mention a couple of accessories to go along with some of these games, particularly card games. So the first is great for young kids. It's a little handheld card holder. So if you have a bunch of cards in your hand and a child can't quite fan them all out and hold them and get a grip on them and they're falling all over the place, it almost looks like a handheld paper fan. So you hold the handle and then each card gets stuck into this little slot. So they're all spread out so the child can see the cards in front of them. Another great add-on, if you will, if you're giving a card game for Christmas, is an automatic card shuffler. We love this so much. So you divide the deck up in half on each side, press the button, and it feeds the cards through, and there's a little drawer at the bottom that it collects all of them, and you just slide it out, and you have your stack of shuffled cards ready to go. It makes it so fast and easy. If you're playing a particular game where you have to shuffle the whole deck after each round, for example, and then players of any age can shuffle the cards. Okay, so that is my 2024 Christmas gift guide. I had so much fun scouring the house for all of these things that we've loved over the years to share them here with you today. Just as a reminder, everything that I could find that I mentioned here today is listed in my description box below. So those are affiliate links. So if you use them, it's a great way to support my channel. I get a little bit of a commission, but the price isn't any higher for you to buy these amazing items. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon.